Hey guys, welcome to TST Garage. I'm Bart, and today in this video, I'll be showing you how to install the TST Industries brake light modulator on your bike. Now, a brake light modulator, sometimes called a strobe, sometimes called a brake light flasher, what it does is basically enables you to install some electronics on your bike so that when you press your brakes, the brake light flashes in some kind of pattern and alerts the drivers behind you that you will be stopping. Our particular brake light modulator comes pre-wired to a plug that interfaces with a sub harness that we provide specific to your bike model that enables plug-and-play functionality with your bike. So that means that the installation is really fast and you can do it yourself. Now, the electronics inside, we do have the ability for you to program this unit to 3 different functions and then subsequently adjust the rate of the effect to your liking. Our first programmable mode is strobe alert. This mode will produce 9 flashes and then stay solid for the duration of the brake engagement. Second one is intermittent pulsar. Each cycle will flash 10 times and then pause, and then these cycles will repeat for the duration of the brake engagement. The last available option is pulsar, and this one just basically provides continuous flashing for the duration of the brake engagement. Now we will show you how to install this. It's really simple, and then after the installation chunk, I will show you in detail how to get inside here, how to program the different modes, and how to alter the rate of those different modes. We did think about the safety of such devices during the design phase, so we decided to design this in a way that it will be a pass-through component. In case you experience a failure on board here, it will just pass through your normal brake function, which means you press your brake light lights up, there's just no effect. In case you do experience that failure, we do offer a warranty, so we have guys standing by in our support department that will take your call, email, Facebook message, whatever, and we'll get you replaced. And that's pretty much it. I'm really excited to show you guys just how easy this is to put on and configure. So let's get started.
Coming on over to the bike, we're gonna go ahead and start by removing the rider and passenger seat. It's all one big banana seat. Key flap is underneath the bike. Lift up and then pull back on the seat, giving you access to the underseat compartment. And depending on if this bike is brand new or if you've been digging around in this area already, you will have a tool bag in here. It may be this way, maybe that way. This bike is stock from the dealership, so that was the location that they put it in. We're going to remove that and just focus on these 3 electrical connectors. The only one we're actually going to be focusing on is this 3-position triangular shaped one that is the main tail light connector. Now, you can remove it with your hands. There's a small tab here. I'm going to use a small tool, a small pick. If you have a small flathead screwdriver, that'll work as well. I'm going to push down on this tab inside the connector, and that'll release the locking tab from the receiving end and free it from its position. Now with that removed, we can go ahead and grab our brake light modulator. This is probably one of the most straightforward brake light modulator installations we've done on a newer model motorcycle. We're gonna grab our modulator side and then our harness side that's provided. Plug them in until you hear an audible click. And then we're going to go ahead and connect the 2 to the tail light harness and then to the bike harness. Now before we reassemble the entire bike, I do want to go ahead, test my work. Turn our bike into accessory mode. You can see the tail light is working, and when we apply brake pressure, the brake light is flashing. So we know that's working. Our work is good. Now it's just going to be a matter of securing this and cleaning it up because we don't want a rat's nest of wires. So normally we do include zip ties, and we will include it in this kit to secure this to the frame. But on this bike, there really isn't anywhere you can secure it to. Sure, you can kind of shove it in these fake vents if you want, but we actually found that if you lift up on this connector, there's a small post here. And what we're going to actually do is feed the connector in front of the post and have our brake light modulator unit sitting with the grommet side facing down and the TST Industries logo engraving facing upward. That will give us enough space to reinstall this connector back on the post, and then we just have these small wires here. If you do want to use the zip ties, if you put the brake light modulator in this location and you still have your zip ties, you can actually use them to bundle the wires together. But we're pretty happy with this look. I'm simply going to go ahead and put the tool bag back in, put the rider seat on, and this installation is complete.
For mode selection and rate adjustment, we will need to get inside this capsule to access the electronics. These two Phillips head screws will need to be removed. What I like to do is unscrew them until they disengage from the receiving threads and leave them in the cap. Otherwise, it's pretty easy to lose them. If we pull them off with the cap, they are self-captive. All right, now we'll identify the parts here. This button is the mode selector, and this potentiometer is your rate adjuster. Clockwise is faster, counterclockwise is slower. Let's first do our selection of modes. With the brake pressed, press the button once to toggle to the next available program. Now the brake does have to be pressed so that the unit powers up, otherwise you won't be able to make the selection. If you find that you've pressed the button but the selection has not been changed, just do it again with the brake pressed. So now we will go on to the next program, press the brake once more, press the button once, and now you're in the next mode. Now we've switched twice, so pressing it one more time will return to the original mode that your unit arrived in. Now for rate adjustment, we'll be using the potentiometer. With the brake pressed, we can turn it clockwise to make it go faster, counterclockwise to decrease the rate. Now in brake alert, you will only have 9 flashes to make your adjustment, and then it'll stay solid. This one doesn't actually lend itself to really fast flashing at the top of the range. Bottom of the range is unusable, so I like to set it somewhere towards 3/4 to maybe 80% clockwise, and that does it for me. Now if we change to the next one, this one is the pulsar, and this one just keeps on flashing, so I like to have it going pretty fast here. Choice is really up to you. If you want to explore the next mode, we have the intermittent pulsar. This one to me belongs somewhere close to the top of the range, makes it the most visible. But again, freedom means choice. The decision is ultimately up to you. Once you're done with your adjustment and you're where you want to be with all your modes and rates, replace the cap, turn the screws back in, and it really is just that simple. Replace your brake light modulator in the space that you decided to keep it, and you're good to go.